Welcome back, everyone, to Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise Episode 6. This is your host, Drowsy. In the last episode, we finished off the seafood restaurant, and I talked about how I wanted to do a amiibo scanned episode. Well, I tried that today, only to find out that you can't actually scan any special NPCs, at least where I'm at in the game. So I can only scan villagers instead. So what I decided to do was scan a villager that I don't have on my island or that wasn't on the Paradise Island just for fun. And I picked a villager who I believe I had back in, I want to say, New Leaf, and that's Cherry the dog. I remember having her and she was really fun and cool, so I decided to do her. Also, I had a friend who also had Cherry, and I think they got Cherry by random chance on their island, and they did a really good job. And I was kind of like excited to do that. Plus, I was also kind of worried that, oh, what if I don't do a good job as they did? But it kind of gave me the incentive to try my own. So that's what I did. And I think it turned out really great. And it was a lot of work. I put so much time and effort into that one. Just trying to make things look as shiny and sparkly as possible. I guess I should state that Cherry wanted to do this whole fashion show thing, I believe. So I had to do like a runway and try to make it fancy and trendy and all that stuff. And it was very difficult. I'm not exactly the most fancy or trendy person in the world. So, but yeah, honestly, I think it came out great. It was fun. I almost had too much footage when it came to this episode. It took me a really long time just to edit it, and I still have to edit this in afterwards. So who knows how long that's gonna take. But it honestly was still a lot of fun. Playing Happy Home Paradise has been really an experience, not just because I get to make islands for villagers that I like, but also because my friends are playing it and I get to see their islands and what they're doing and all their fashion and versions of their houses, and it's been really cool just to see what they come up with. And then I feel bad because I think they do a better job than I do, and then they're like, oh, you did a better job than I do, and it's just a lot of fun. Not to mention, like, sometimes, or actually all the time, you don't always get the same furniture as someone else does, and it just the furniture you get unlocked just depends on what villagers you've already talked to. So their version of Cherry's building house, whatever, looks a lot different than mine because I didn't have the same furniture they did. Sure, we both got the same furniture that Cherry brings to her ideal fashion show, but not all the base furniture is the same outside of that. So, I think my friend had a lot of good options to do with their fashion and for their house. I mean, so did I, but in the end, what that means is just that our two houses turned out to be very different, which is great, which is why I like this game a lot. And eventually you do get to see other people post their places online, and that's really cool because you get to see all kinds of amazing stuff on the app. The only thing that's a real bummer is that the Nintendo Switch camera situation, it always seems to take pictures of really low HD photos of the houses, which sucks. I think it might be because I'm using darker themed houses, or not, so as in like the lights are a lot dimmer, so I think it gets a little bit more difficult to see. I don't know, it just feels like that's how it is with my images. I'm not sure, but whenever I see mine, they just look like a mess. But either way, it's just so cool to see other people work on this DLC, and it's great. Like, I love it. Even if you're creative or not, I mean, I like to draw, but I wouldn't consider myself creative when it comes to building houses, and yet I still have a lot of fun playing this. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just kind of glad to see. It's just kind of cool to see villagers that I used to have in other games show up, because I just so happen to have their amiibos, so that's really cool. You know, it's like, well, if I can't have you on my village or my own island, I'll have you somewhere else. And I probably could move them on my own island at this point, because I do have the amiibo capability. But then it's just like, then I have to pick someone to kick out, and I don't really want to do that. And it's just like, I like the new villagers, but I like my old villagers. It's like, I don't want to kick anyone out because I like everybody, you know? So anyway, it basically what I'm trying to say is the Happy Home Paradise is really cool because you get to have more villagers. Excuse me. You have more villagers without having to kick anyone off your island, which I think is great. It's, to me, that's amazing. So yeah, you know, I really love the sparkle effects that they added that you unlock eventually. Some of the effects are not that great, but I think it just depends on how you use them. And I think this one and Shino's house, I really abused them a lot, and I think it came out great. Like all the sparkles, the steam for what looks kind of like a steam machine, and like again the sparkles to make everything look shiny, and the lights and all that stuff. I also really like the tinted color feature, which is really cool, so you can tint a house. The only problem I have with that is I feel like the colors are a little too saturated, and you can't desaturate it without dimming the lights, which is kind of bad. Like some of the colors, if you let's say if you use bright red or bright blue and you just put it on full light, it's just full blue, like you can barely see anything, and doesn't look too good. But if you just hit the right spot with the dim, and let's say you're going for a dim room, so that way you can use like ceiling lights to like put an atmosphere, it looks amazing. It's great. So it's not perfect, but I love it. It's great. So I think I really pulled off the whole fashion show design. After I had done the initial house, I tried to do some filming with some villagers coming in, so that made it look more like a fashion show, and that was really cool. But that's also kind of a pain because sometimes they like to move around and jiggle around, and it's just like, just stay still, I'm trying to get good footage. So I had a bunch of footage, and I couldn't pick everything to fit down into 15 minutes, and then to top it off, I ended up mixing it around all over the place. I'm sure you'll see throughout this footage. It's a real mess. You know, I have some experience with video editing, but like even I can only do so much. But that being said, this was just a lot of fun to do, and I had a great time. But I think this might be my last episode for a while. As much as fun as this is, it's taking way too long to do any editing, and that's kind of a red flag for me at the moment. I as much as I want to have fun with this, I have other things I need to prioritize, you know, busy life and all that stuff. So hopefully once things settle down, I'll get back to this. I do want to start focusing on other Let's Plays, so I got to make sure I get all my busy life stuff in order, so that way I can do those Let's Plays, because I have said before, or if I haven't said it on video, I'm going to say it now. I'm planning on playing the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. I love Pokemon. I remember playing those as I was a kid, so I mean, they were pretty much the second series, because I started off with Hoenn, even though I was definitely old enough for Red and Blue. But so Diamond and Pearl were the second games that I've ever played, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping that I can help new players get into it and all that stuff. Who knows? But I'm really excited for that. So, but until then, I'm really gonna have to try to like not over bundle myself with this project and then life stuff and all that stuff. But again, if when things slow down, I'm more than willing to make more footage and all that stuff because Happy Home Paradise is a lot of fun and I really enjoy it. It's one of the best things to just kind of chill to. But I'm kind of rambling now, so I will catch you guys next time. Take care.
Now,